vibe with me. Come in, baby, come slide with me. Come in, baby, come vibe with me. Come in, baby, come slide with me.
Alright, y'all, this is my braid pattern. It's just a circle in the back and 2 braids in the front, and I sewed down the extra left out part. Alright, so let's get into it. We're just gonna go ahead and sew the back down, and this time I actually didn't cut the wefts of the hair. I just kept it all together and just flipped it over as I went through and sewed it down. Sewing for me is always the longest part because I don't do sew-ins often, so I appreciate y'all patience and her patience while I first learned how to do a sewing, and then once I learned how to perfect my technique. So hope y'all enjoy the ride of enjoying and learning and vibing out with me. So I probably didn't put like, I don't know how many knots in her head, but I didn't necessarily show y'all how I did it. So here it is. I just cut the thread and tie it like a shoe. I don't know any other way to do it, but if you have any better ways, then you could go ahead and add them in the suggestions or the comments for me. I would greatly appreciate it. But back to the sew-in. We almost at the top, and once I got to the top, I had to figure out how to hide the top track so that you wouldn't see the rest of the tracks. I ended up having to watch a video on how to flip a track, so that's exactly what I ended up doing once we got to the top. You'll see that in a second. Okay, so I know I just told y'all that I didn't know how to do no other knots, but I went ahead and looked it up on YouTube, and they showed me how to do this, like wrap it around the needle a couple times and then pull it through, and it should knot for you, and it actually worked for me. So I went ahead and tried that method, and it worked pretty well. So there you go, 2 ways to tie a knot in one video. Okay, so instead of actually cutting the wefts of the bundle, I just flip the track over and start to sew on the next braid. Okay, so I low-key knew I had like messed up her braids or whatever, but I was kept trying to tell her like I don't know how to braid like that and I don't like these braids, but she kept saying like, oh, it's okay, it look good, trying to hype me up, trying to be nice, and I'm like, alright, nah, these braids ain't it. But she was cool with them, so we kept on pushing. But I definitely could see the error and the flaws in these braids because they just pulling. Okay, so these braids is majority of her hair, and then I just add pieces of braiding hair to the end of each braid. And I really be wanting to do her baby hairs and just put them in the chokehold, but she just don't like baby hairs, and I can't get her to like baby hairs, so it's okay. But we're gonna go ahead and finish these braids at the top. I didn't want to do straight braids, so I kind of like curved them a little bit just to give it like a little flair or a little design or something, because I really don't know how to braid, but there's neither here or there because I'm practicing and I'm learning, so oh well. Okay, so I did flip the track. At first I was a little confused, I guess, but I figured it out. So you just lay the track the opposite way of how you been laying all the other tracks, and then sew it down and then flip the hair over to cover the tracks. Okay, now I'm just gonna go ahead and mousse everything down so it can look sleek, and then it's also gonna make the hair like look wet even though it's not wet, because she didn't necessarily want to flat iron it. Okay, so here's the final look. She could wear it up or she could wear it down. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos.